So, hello. I will tell you something that you probably don't know about inspiration, and that's a very interesting topic. Uh, this is another topic that is wonderfully underrated in art universities, at least in music. It's a very interesting thing to notice that about inspiration. I never had one class about the nature of the creative process. It's not interesting. The only time that I learned something about creative process and inspiration was before the university, as I read a book by Faiga Ostrova. She's a specialist in this topic in Brazil, also a plastic artist. And if I get it right, she's a world leading specialist, so to say. But I may be right. And then later, I started reading C.G. Jung, way before this Jordan Peterson madness. I am out because C.G. Jung is enough. You don't need this. But anyway, he does a good YouTube job, the Jordan Peterson anyway. But okay, so if C.G. Jung, you have very important insights about creative process. And what I am going to tell you is by the way, very related to. I would not say this is a teaching of C.G. Jung, but it's very related to this philosophical way of thinking that characterized his psychology and characterized the philosophy of religion of his time in the so-called phenomenology of religion. But you don't know, you don't need all this complicated stuff. So complicated. The video is for someone. It's for any case. It's for someone who I don't know who feel like absolutely stuck. So I hope you are searching something on YouTube and then you will find my video. This is my video is really for someone who is I don't know, in an eternal plateau, struggling to create something interesting. And by interesting, I mean that you find interesting, because I don't want to judge what you find, but we all have this sense of here I did my best and here not, and here I did something that I felt like I don't know, possessed by the gods. Do you understand? And this is the what I'm talking about. So this is already 3 minutes introduction, but I hope it was important introduction. What you don't know about inspiration probably, and also many people don't know, although this video is more like introductory, but if you are, I don't know, other kind of professional artist, maybe you forgot this fact of artistical process. Absolutely. What many people don't know is how important the time, I mean the cosmological and geographical global time, the time of the earth, the weather, how this important for the creative process. So I will tell you something for you understand. When the started, um, art started as religion, or as a daughter of religion, and religion is still not the best word here to describe what it actually is. Art is a daughter, and it's a consequence of a mythical way of life. Okay, so this is of the same nature, like our tendency to try to explain things in the world, using stories. Okay, this is our first relation to what the reality is. Okay, before any explanation by reason. There are some linguistic arguments for this. How can I call this? Anthropo-linguistic, in a mix of anthropology and linguistic. And it follows like in very archaic times, also our language was not well developed. We didn't have concepts. The concept of concept was not there. What you have is just symbol. So each word is somehow an image, still a symbol. So what happens is that always when you try to explain what is happening, you had to use some poetic language, okay? And also because only with poetry you can remember well what has been said. The rhyme in poetry has a function, actually. Okay, it's not just aesthetic. It is aesthetic and artistical, but it has a function. Okay. For example, when you read Zarathustra by Nietzsche, he said, I think he said in the prologue, I will do a poetry, or I will do rhyme, because this is important, and I want you to remember and tell other people. If I remember well, he said something like this. So basically, our connection to reality was poetic. But what I want to say is not only that it was poetic. What I want to say is that it was already artistic. It was based on the way we express things in harmony and beautifully. Do you understand? The truth about things. So the way we did theories, what was to do something beautiful. And an example for this is the poetry, that you use rhymes. So today we have citation rules, but yesterday it was rhymes or things like this. It was aesthetic rules, like in Egypt for the art. And by the way, these rules, they were so important in Egypt that they took years to change, just on a style. I don't know anymore how long, but I don't know, 1,000 years of things like this, just one style of art. You would not survive with this if you are an artist of today's mentality. Okay. So what I want to say is that the way we relate to reality was already art. And an important element of the explanations about reality was always chronologic. Okay, it was always based on season. Now is spring, then is then is winter, and so on. Okay, so this leads to a consequence that is very important. That the first true artistical experience that we had as human beings was always based on the attempt to express what is the experienced reality. And now the most important thing, to do this, to express reality in a as you truly were the mirror of reality. It requires some work on yourself and some rules that you should obey regarding the way you function, your personality, the way you are placed in the order of the world. Okay. And one important aspect of this, and the most important that I say that that will lead to a very important information about inspiration, is that to express what is going on, you have to express what is going on with the time. Okay, how things are happening, and this means you have to mirror this, and you mirror this when you are empathetic with what is outside in each season of the year. This is the first and most evident way to characterize what is going on. Yeah? The first events of the nature of reality that you characterize as an artist, or these events, like you have sun and you have moon and you have night and you have day, and then you have cold and you have hot. Do you understand? You have cold days, hot days, etc. So you begin to classify this, and the connection that you have to each time of the year is absolutely sacred and important. And I absolutely don't care if you are from some religion or some esoteric discipline or not. If you are atheist, I don't care. This is still the truth. Okay. About inspiration is that the root of our inspiration and our creative process is based on the way that we mirror aspects of each time of the year. So you have this in many religions, that you have a calendar, and a calendar of things that you should pay attention to. So each religion can be understood as a system of time. So each religion creates the time again, and the order of time. And to express this, they use art, and they have to use art. And many times art is the only solution for the true expression of what is the real experience that we have, or that we should have. So, for example, in Catholicism or Christianism, if you are a musician, organist, as I did or do, so you have this constant attention to the time of the year. But there I have some points to criticize, that our calendar, not our calendar, but the way that that Christians are Christians today, it's still very abstract. The Christians are not connected to what is happening in nature, and they cannot connect nature to the Bible. But this is another topic, but still very important. Okay, the idea is that you have as a true source of inspiration, not texts of religions. I am not speak about this. You can have, but that is not still the root source. The root source is that you are in this habit of mirroring in your soul what is happening in each season, okay, or what is happening with the weather. Okay, so this means that you cultivate a contact with the nature in this sense. I am not speaking about that you are a eco traveler or something like this. Understand that this is another way of framing nature. What I am saying is that you frame nature something as that is happen outside and inside of you at the same time. So you somehow you lose this difference between what is happening in you and what is happening in nature. When you begin to pay attention on this as a habit, you will see how many times your heart will get full of surprise or full of emotions that are caused by elements that are actually at the same time very basic, but also wonderful. Okay, uh, the order of time, the order of weather, the order of the seasons, and so on. And I had this idea in a very abstract, more abstract sense in Brazil. Then when I came to Austria, the seasons here, they are so beautiful and well determined. So I began to have many thoughts about this and how this influenced the root of our experience, uh, at least in the Western tradition, and how how this determines so much, uh, or myths or stories and or art, and also principally astrology. Okay, so you don't have to be an astrologist, but from the inspirational point of view as an artist, the best way to stay inspired in a true artistical sense is that you are some kind of astrologist, that you are always trying to read the signs, what is going on. But this is not an aware process. It's not like that I stop and I begin to think, what is this bird saying to me? It's not exactly this. I mean that you just have to be aware of what is going with the time. This is a kind of disposition that you have to have in the back of your head. Okay, then once you develop this, then now I go to another different thing. Then once you have this, then you begin to see that also what happens in the human order of life, like politics or psychology, etc. Then what happens there will begin to affect you again, in the same sense that these events of nature affect you. So this can be seen as a kind of reset or detox of your whole psychological content as an artist. And this is the best and most valid detox, so to say, because the nature and the reality will be always the root from where art comes. Okay, art has always with this natural instinct to react to things that we have. Okay, so to be an artist and to be creative has a lot to do with being reactive, but in a good sense. So you have to develop this idea that you can be reactive to what is going on in the weather, and but you also have to be mature about this, for you only isolate the positive aspects of this, because it can have also bad aspects. So for example, maybe now in the last 2 years this is not true anymore, but long time ago I was deeply affected by the weather, by bad weather, and this was not so good for me. Okay, so you have to pay attention, but I try to convert this to something good, the way I get affected by the weather, by the time of the year, and also of the time of the day. So for example, if I wake up very early, or if I wake up late, and I change this a lot. I said I think I said this in other video. Depending on the music that I am doing, I change my Time, absolutely. So, for example, when I composed this, The Last Alchemist or The Ghost of Notre Dame, that are two major works of mine, I did this consistently at night, so until 6 o'clock, when I start to see the sun. Do you understand? Because that was the best way to do it, and because I used what is going on around as a not only a source of inspiration, because I will also I don't want to reduce what is the true nature of inspiration, but I use what is around as a kind of way to conserve and keep the the inspiration. And what is the inspiration, if you ask? The inspiration is the idea that you have in your head, the artistic idea that is actually living. This is related to some powers of life that you have inside yourself. And so you have an idea, and this is not only an abstract thought like a concept, but this is something that is living. This is inspiration. Okay, when you are not inspired, you have the maybe some idea or some concept. I want to do this sonata form, or I want to do a minuet or a waltz, or I don't know, heavy metal solo. Then you just have the concept, the idea. Okay, then it goes this scale, and then it sounds everything awful and so stupid, and it does not emote anyone, because you just have the default. This is not living. And now to explain how an idea and concept gets life, this is more complex. It's not the idea here that I want to express now. So basically, pay attention on the time of the year and how can you relate to this as an artist, or times of the day and so on. Okay. The most evident thing for me is the time of the year, because each season of the year, like summer, winter, has its start and its end. It's a kind of drama. Do you understand? And this is what the first artists did. They expressed this drama of nature. What is the zodiac? It's this circle of animals. This story, and when you have the mythology, you have all these dramatic situations and tragic situations that are nothing more than expressions of what is happening in the nature or in the stars. So this is the true source of inspiration, or the best to begin with, or to do this detox. Okay, but it's not the only one. We should not just go back to things. I don't believe like this. It's also interesting to express what I call this is our human experience of the human our experience of the human order. Okay, politics, ethics, psychology, life situations, etc. So to finalize, to understand better some of these thoughts, the best introduction, it's an awesome book that I think anyone can understand. I mean, anyone who can understand Harry Potter. At least if you can't understand Harry Potter, maybe you do not understand this book. But this is by the Roman. He's from Romania. I don't know how it's called in English. He's from Romania, and his name is Mircea Eliade or Mircea Eliade. I don't know the pronunciation. Mircea Eliade, and he wrote a book called The Sacred and the Profane. That's a kind of classic for people in philosophy or things like this. Many people know this, and there he speaks about the time, about the sacred time. And to understand art, I say again, dependent if you are atheist or I don't know, whatever. uh, to understand art is important to understand the nature of of our most deep relationship to time, and our most deep relationship to time is expressed by the first religions, okay, that we can mention today, and also by the most traditional religions. Okay, they as I said, they are like a kind of system of time. And but this book explains a little bit better the mythic dimension of this. I mean the pre-religions. Um, it explains better what is beyond religion. What is the content where religion comes from. Okay, so it explains better the idea of what is the mythical paradigm in human history. Okay, and also many other things that are certainly very interesting for any artist to know and to read. So basically, what is missing um, for many artists, I think, is this. So it is this connection to the temporal and chronological order from a poetic and very sensitive point of view. Okay, so in this regard, you just have to learn a little bit with the shamans, with the Indians in Brazil, and so on. Okay, because they are in constant affinity with what is happening outside. This is not an aware process like a theory. Begin to write or write numbers. This is the same kind of affinity that you have with your wife or husband somehow, or with the people that someone who you love, and you are walking with them, and you don't have to speak the whole time and to ask theoretical questions. You just try to sense what is going on. Do you understand? And we have this capability, and this capability and skill is the most important skill that you can have as an artist. So this is what you probably didn't know about inspiration, and I do this video because fuck, it's so annoying today. There is it's a dry word. Do you understand? It's absolutely there is no grace. How it's called in there's no fun. I see no fun. I am speaking this, for example, with film scoring. No doubt that there is a huge competence with many composers today of many kind of also of contemporary music. But I will tell here, for example, film scoring or composers for TV or something like this, and also film directors. And what they see is that they do incredible competent things, but this has zero inspiration. Do you understand? And sometimes I think, what is this? Do you understand? There is other reasons for this, and other ways to criticize this. You can do the Theodore Adorno way, criticizing like capitalism, etc. But then not totally true the way he criticized, but maybe some valid points. And you can also explain this lack of inspiration, but because everyone is too afraid. There is too much fear of losing credibility, and another reason is because everything's censored. What the fuck is this? Everything is too woke. Okay, everything is you have to express an ideological idea always first. So the nature here, as I am saying, in this very poetic sense, cosmological sense, and anthropological sense, this is not important, or the reality that we actually experience. as human beings everywhere and every time, this is not important. Okay, so the first thing that they want to do is to express some ideological idea of today. Okay, so but art is not about today and tomorrow, but it's about the eternity, and it's about what will always last. The art itself maybe will not last forever, but at least for this amount of time, for this period of time that we are experiencing and watching this work of art, it is everlasting and it is eternal. It's like love, because you don't know when you, if or when you break up, but this eternal, why it lasts. Okay, as said some Brazilian poet. I think this is enough 30 minutes for you understand the idea, so maybe I come back to another video about maybe about this last topics that I mentioned. Why at all it's really this lack of inspiration, and this is not only my opinion. This is a lot of people speak about this, and this is a sickness that achieve that affect us all. Understand? This is more important than you think. Because as Vangelis said on an interview, the problem of our time is the lack of beauty. Because once you have beauty, you have harmony, and if you have harmony, you have this natural tendency to solve other problems. Because everything is about harmony at the end of the day. Okay, it's how things combine. Everything, theory, science, mechanics, ethics, everything's about how things combine, how things are proportionated. Okay, more, less, a little bit, too much, and exaggerated, and so on. So that's all. Thanks for watching, and I hope you like my music. Don't find this so annoying. And subscribe if you like. And I am also on Instagram. And what else can I say? Hire me as a composer, teacher, or music producer, more specialized in MIDI. And I think that's all. You can support on Patreon with $1. I would love this if more people do this. And that's all. So thanks very much, and see you.
Ursäkta mig.